Boulder up in the mountains. And I live up in Superior, Wisconsin. My name's James Moores. We call ourselves Moores McCumber because we didn't come up with anything better. It seems to be working though. And we met about 10 years ago actually at a folks festival out in Colorado called the Rocky Mountain Folks Fest. We were there for the song school, sitting around a campfire with a bunch of other songwriters, swapping songs, and that's how we met. And here we are 10 years later playing this wonderful festival, so we're really excited about it. We've made 4 CDs in these short years, and the newest one's called Pandemonium, and those first 2 songs and this one are from it. This one's called Everything. Peace and love look nice and pretty. Now and then you catch a glimpse to try and try and try, but nothing more than this. Well, you're gonna miss everything. After all, you pray for this, a pot of gold, a final wish, to beg and beg and beg for nothing more than this. Well, you're gonna miss everything. Everything is captivating. There's no time for deliberating. If you listen, the facts speak for themselves. Make believe is common sense. So drag your stick along the fence. Dream and dream and dream of oceans blue inside of you. Dream and dream and dream and dream. Dream and dream and dream and dream. Dream and dream and dream of oceans blue inside of you, in spite of you, everything.
Seconds. This is KUAF 91.3 FM, Fayetteville, Fort Smith, Bentonville, Eureka Springs. Good afternoon, I'm Kyle Kellums, and this afternoon we're live in the Walker Community Room at the Fayetteville Public Library for a live edition of Tales from the South.
Book about Daisy. He and his wife of 35 years have one married daughter and one capricious 1970 Corvette. And now join me in welcoming Moores and McCumber.
I'm gonna come back home as quick as I can. As quick as I can. As quick as I can. I'm gonna come come back home as quick as I can. I joined up in 61, left behind a wife and son, keeping step with fife and drum. I fell in with the Iron Brigade to fight the boys away from grave. We'll be back in 90 days, as quick as I can, as quick as I can. We're gonna come back home as quick as I can, as quick as I can, as quick as I can. I'm gonna come back home as quick as I can. First stop was Rock County, Wisconsin cavalry, then train on down to Missouri, Mississippi to Carolina, to Paducah, Ohio, rendezvous with Grant, no Shiloh. As quick as I can, as quick as I can. I'm gonna come back home as quick as I can, as quick as I can, as quick as I can. I'm gonna come back home as quick as I can. April 1862, you know the devil's day would come too soon. Colonel Moore gathered up his troops. We sang brave boys of days and buried our brothers in the blood-soaked grave, never again to see the light of day. As quick as I can, as quick as I can. I'm gonna come back home as quick as I can, as quick as I can, as quick as I can. I'm gonna come back home as quick as I can. My Warsaw phone I may never see, if they bury me in Tennessee. Just bring me letters home for me and give my love to my sweet family. As quick as I can, as quick as I can. I'm gonna come back home as quick as I can, as quick as I can, as quick as I can. I'm gonna come back home as quick as I can, as quick as I can, as quick as I can. I'm gonna come back home as quick as I can.
In our final story of the day, Bryce Albertson concocts a plan to finally get the upper hand in one fish, two fish, dead fish, bluefish.
I have few memories from my childhood. Since I was sick a lot and quite the bookworm, most likely my childhood was just too boring to remember much of. One event, however, was never boring. And that was the annual trip to the Arklahoma State Fair. The name of which should tell you something. That's 2 states, 1 fair. That's twice the rednecks, twice the porta-johns, twice the deep-fried everything. As an adult, I still fondly remember those times. So much so that I was willing to overlook the extravagant prices and take my own child to the fair, back before she was too cool for it. I wanted her to have those memories too. Being an outside observer thanks to an aging inner ear, this time around proved interesting. My memories don't involve anything like the obese, unwashed biker who took the inside seat on the scrambler and the ensuing physics lesson that my stick-figure daughter somehow managed to laugh through. I'm sure she'll remember nothing but the excitement, at least until she's old enough to take her own kids to the fair. By then, one ride will cost roughly what it cost to put me through college. Oh, they'll still be the same old rides. They'll still be assembled and operated by people I wouldn't trust to successfully complete a drug test, let alone pass one. But there's one thing that I guarantee will be new each and every year: the goldfish. While I enjoyed the rides as a kid, a trip to the fair just wasn't complete without tossing a ping pong ball at a rack of traumatized goldfish in hopes of winning the blue one. The fish itself wasn't blue. Apparently, some toothless carny with a passing interest in marine biology, or more likely a passing interest in eugenics, decided that the best way to determine which one was das Uberfisch was by adding several drops of blue food coloring to its water. While I knew nothing about actual living animals, my field of expertise at the time being dinosaurs, this made perfect sense to me. You see, I was a boy. Boys like blue. Ergo, the bowl with the blue water obviously contained the most magical fish of them all. It could probably do tricks and stuff. It might even talk. As a child, I always went to the fair with my best friend Jason. Now, Jason was a lot of fun, but at the same time, a real drag to be around. Why? He always had cooler stuff than I did. If I got a boombox for Christmas, he got a stereo system. If my new bicycle was a Huffy, his was a Mongoose, and this was back when Mongoose was not available at Walmart. One time, I showed up at his house with my brand new Daisy BB gun, only to have the pride yanked right out of my eyes as they fell upon the awesome might and firepower of his brand new .177 caliber pellet rifle. His gun had a caliber. Mine took BBs. And firepower is everything to a 9-year-old boy. Though I was taller than Jason, I always managed to fall under his shadow because just having cooler stuff wasn't good enough for him. Oh no. He had to be faster and stronger and more coordinated than me too. He had chest hair and body odor by the age of 11. I just knew that by the time we turned 14, I'd be a loser science nerd in junior high. But Jason would be living on his own, scoring with chicks, and probably running interference for a semi-loaded full of Texarkana beer in his slick black Trans Am, just like bandits. Even when I did outdo him, I still felt outdone. One year for Halloween, Jason went as a stormtrooper from Star Wars. Thanks to my mom beating his mom to Walmart that year, I finally had an edge. I was Darth freaking Vader that year. So technically, I should have been old Joe Stormtrooper's boss. But it had been a hard year for Vader. He'd made some bad investments, gone through a rocky divorce, and failed to recruit a single soul to the dark side over the last 3 fiscal quarters. I mean, let's face it, he was lucky to come back to any job in the Empire once he got out of rehab. So, down on his luck, Vader had to play flunky to his former subordinate. He didn't get one single Reese's peanut butter cup that year. Jason got 3. And he didn't even like chocolate. So I'm sure you can guess who always went home with the blue fish. Jason would win it after 3 or 4 tries. At 25 cents a toss, my dad, feeling sorry for his poor, uncoordinated son, would spend upwards of $14.50 to ensure that I got to take home a fish. It was never the blue one. However, after years of playing second fiddle to Jason, I became used to having the second coolest of anything and was happy to take home my substandard fish. And that year, I had a plan. Jason tended to name his fish the moment he won them. My fish would become the coolest because I would spend hours and hours and hours thinking up the perfect cool fish name. But even this plan would be thwarted. Our parents didn't want to carry flimsy plastic bags filled with hopes, dreams, and water while fighting the crowd as 2 young boys rode the scrambler and puked up cotton candy and blue-stained bits of corn dog all afternoon. So the goldfish booth was to be the last stop. This was, as my mother put it, in the best interest for the fish. What really would have been in their best interest would have been not letting us carry them to the car. You see, after we won them, our fish embarked on a nightmarish journey, spinning and sloshing inside the bags that we swung in our careless young hands. The rumble of a giant V8 engine, the excited screaming of young boys suffering from post-bear psychosis, and the ever-present evil eyes, one brown, one blue, that pressed right up against the side of their bags surely sent their fishy horror spiraling to unimaginable heights. And all this after spending hours, perhaps days, having ping pong balls bounced off of their bowls until we got lucky and actually brained them with one. Now, goldfish have no eyelids. By nature, they have an unblinking stare. But by the time we got them home, our fish had stares of the 1,000-yard variety. Like the doughboys of World War I facing the constant barrage of German artillery, our new fishy friends were shell-shocked. And even though they survived the drop into their new homes, cold, untreated bowls of chlorinated poison straight from the tap, they didn't survive the night. Not even the blue one. Once at peace, Jason's fish was buried alongside fallen warriors such as Bazooka, Snake Eyes, and Destro in the G.I. Joe Memorial Cemetery behind Jason's house. And mine was given a burial at sea with full honors, but with no name. The swirling blue water speeding him to the Elysian fields that lie somewhere beyond the sewage treatment plant. And with tears in our eyes, taps would be hummed, poignantly. And with the greatest of reverence, as our imaginations fired 21-gun salutes over and over until we were called to supper. Thank you.